Welcome to the Love Sessions with Nori and Lily. Hi, Lil.
Hey Nori, how are you?
I'm good, doing good. This is our fourth love session.
Wow.
I know
Fun, fun, fun.
it's fun. It is fun. How's it
hmm
going?
Pretty good. I am loving the energy. Pretty good. How's it going by you?
Too. It's going good, good. I just got off the phone with a friend, though. She was like so annoyed with, you know, her significant other, boy, whatever he is.
Oh,
Really dealing with annoyance.
oh, do you know that word annoy is one of my favorite words?
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Hey.
I think it's one of my favorite words, and I think it's actually a really powerful word. I love that word. So
Mm,
that
I
is
like it
funny.
too because it's not like mad, you know what I mean? Or vengeful it's so much
It's
it's it's got the potential for getting better, right?
Yes, exactly. It's like a nice it's I see it as a nice neutral place
hmm
that,
hmm
cuz like you said it's not like mad, angry, but it's in that nice place where, you're acknowledging how you feel.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Interesting. That
yeah.
whole concept of annoyance is interesting though, because she was so focused, on how he was annoying her. Um, and oh my gosh, this reminds me. When I was going through changes, um, there was a time where I was just really, really annoyed. I mean, I was going through a lot of changes, and my friend goes, "Oh, we need to get you a mood ring." And I said, "Well, you just need to get one that's stuck on the color of annoyance because I am just totally annoyed." You know? And I was. And the cool thing was that I recognized that I was annoyed, and then I could choose whether I could shift from it, or sometimes you just have to be annoyed, right? I mean, you just have to
Yeah.
be with the annoyance.
Yeah, that is so funny. I love that. The mood ring. It's
Just get me one stuck on annoyed. That'll be
yeah.
perfect.
That would
Everybody,
work.
right? Captain Obvious, everybody will know exactly. But you know what, looking back on that, I don't, even though I could have pointed the finger at other people that I was annoyed with, I really wasn't. I was annoyed with myself. I was
Ooh.
annoying myself. That whole energy of feeling annoyed was coming about not because of, squeezed toothpaste in the wrong place, or, shoes left out, or toilet seat, whatever. It was coming from inside me. It was like a signal to me, from me, that, hey, you're not exactly in the flow that you want to be in right now. Does that make
Ooh.
sense?
Yeah. And that is so good. That is so, so good. Yes, it makes sense. I actually use that phrase a lot. I will say, I don't want to say a lot, but yeah, I will often say, I'm annoyed right now, or that's annoying, or, that is annoying me.
Right.
And it's that thing. It's almost like my signal to myself, like, okay, I'm not, I'm not where I want to be. Something is calling my attention. I'm annoyed. What's going on?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
yeah,
That's so good.
and that's why I say it's a good word, because like you said, it's not angry. It's not this heavy, ugly word. I don't think
Mm.
of it as an ugly word. And I actually looked up the meaning while you were
Mm.
talking. And yeah, because I'm like, we're going to talk about annoyed. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
So, some of the meanings: vex. I like that word too. It's a cute word.
Ooh.
Irritate, exasperate. Interesting.
Mm.
Irk. I
Mm.
also like that word.
Mm-hmm.
What was another one that I saw? I think it actually was described as slightly irritating.
I like that.
Slightly irritating. So, yeah, it's not this big, ugly word, but sometimes we really need to acknowledge that we're not feeling, as you said, in the flow.
Right.
And we need something to identify that feeling.
Hmm.
So annoy is a great word. Like maybe someone could come up with their own word, one of these,
Yeah.
you know. But it's good to have, it's almost like that touching home base, when you're running around and you just got to like touch home base. Like, okay, it's okay. I'm
I like
annoyed.
that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like it. And having the mindfulness that you're talking about touching home base and recognizing that the irritation, the annoyance is really, the doorbell ringing for ourselves, that could mm, help us avoid really pointing the finger at somebody else or lashing out at them or starting an argument because it's really not about them, right?
Absolutely. And, maybe they are doing something that's going on with them that's pushing our button because, we are all connected, so it does go back and forth. But we're always in that place where we get to decide how we want to handle that.
Right.
And,
Right.
and
And
sometimes we're just annoyed.
right.
you know?
Right. At which time for me, I take pause.
Yes.
I try to go do something else because I don't want to say words that I don't mean. I want to keep everybody's feelings intact. I want to keep my own feelings intact. If I let myself go down the annoyance highway, and start gathering momentum, who who's really getting punished there,
Exactly. That's a
right?
really good point. I do the same thing. I literally put myself in timeout. I
Oh, I
use
love.
that phrase with myself, and sometimes I say it to other people, like I'm putting myself in timeout right now. And I will point at myself. I will even go so far as to point at myself and say, "You are in timeout right now."
I love it. You are in timeout, young lady.
Yes, because the next thing that's going to come out of your mouth is not going to be pretty, and you're not going to
Yes.
be happy about it. So go to the naughty pad over there and just sit over there and just work it through for a minute.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. And what do you do? Just like go do something that feels good, like go outside or
Yeah, it depends on what's going on, and that's why we talk about the love sessions is all about connecting back to that self love, and it's really important to check in with yourself always, and see
right,
what's going to be best for yourself in the situation. Maybe a distraction is what's going to be best at that moment, and go do
right,
something else, or
right,
maybe it is literally just go sit somewhere and process whatever it is that's happening and see what you're
right,
gonna come through. It depends. It's not always. It's important to know that every situation is not going to be the same, and we have to give ourselves that permission to be in that flow. Like, okay, how am I going to handle this one? How am I going to handle this one? How am I going to handle this one? And be okay with it changing and trusting ourselves that, okay, I'm annoyed,
right,
but what am I going to do about it this time?
right.
Right? Instead of like you said, I love that being angry, saying
Mm,
I'm angry, and
mhm,
staying in that place because anger can be a very good emotion. It could bounce
right.
us to somewhere else, but it can also be so heavy it
Yes.
gets us stuck there. And really, who wants to sit in angry land for too long? Right?
Yeah.
The view
No,
sucks.
no. It's just, and sometimes we just have to be with the annoyance for a little while. Sometimes we're sorting something out,
Yeah.
and the annoyance is the little, the pressure that's shaping the diamond.
Yep. Oh, I like
I don't
that. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So we have to love. That's where the self-love comes in, turning it back into ourself, to soothe ourselves as best we can as we're being pressured,
Yep.
into being a diamond. I
I
don't know.
love
Do you
that.
do you think annoyance could ever be shifted so that it doesn't interrupt the flow of things? Or
Well, I think that what you said, the key there is shift it.
mm,
It's that shift, and yeah, sometimes shifting from anger into annoyance is the place where it's safe for everyone.
hmm
If you, if we can ascribe that emotion and just say, this is just annoying. It's not that serious. It's not
hmm
going to matter. That thing like, think about it, is it going to matter in 5 years? No,
right,
it's not going to matter. But you have to shift into that place where you give yourself permission to process that and
I
think
like
through
that.
that.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's like you zoomed out instead of zooming
Yes.
in. you zoomed out and took the intensity out of it to where you could just go, okay, now I'm going to go give myself time out and, look at the birds or whatever. Yeah.
Right, right. And
Very
something that I've
cool.
learned when I do that, it it's important. It might be a little bit of a new concept sometimes. So here I go again. I'm going to invite you
Yay.
to observe this. But our thoughts and our feelings are two different things. Our thoughts create our feelings, and we know our feelings then is where our vibrational frequency is. But our thoughts and our feelings are two different things, and sometimes when we're agitated, we don't realize that the heart and the mind are doing two separate things.
Exactly.
Sometimes we're feeling something, and we're so concentrated on feeling it that we think we're upset. We're not processing that feeling. We start thinking like, oh, okay, now I'm upset. And sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes our mind is doing the monkey brain thing and it's running around and maybe, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
re-overthinking. Like, forget
Yes.
overthinking.
Right.
Re-overthinking. I'm the poster
Right.
child.
My gosh, that's like super zooming in. I mean,
Right.
and how, I mean, I have to admit it. I mean, how many times have I thought myself into feeling something that wasn't even really real?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, like I took myself around the block about an issue and about a person, and only to find out that it had not, it wasn't even valid.
Yeah.
And I spent all that time in those uncomfortable feelings when I didn't have to.
Yeah, we do that all the time. Our mind will process stuff over and over and over again long after our heart has let it go. But sometimes, or most of the time, we just don't know how to shift into that neutral place where we can notice that.
Right.
Notice it. Like, oh, wait, my mind's still racing about this, but if I take a deep breath and I drop into my heart, there's really nothing going on there. It's okay.
Right.
It's okay.
Right.
Yeah. And
Right.
and the same thing the other way around. Sometimes we're feeling something, we're feeling that thing in our heart is racing, we're agitated, and our mind will automatically give it a label. And we'll go
Yes.
like, oh, okay, that's what it is. Instead of going like, oh, wait, hold on, let me really think about it. What am
Right.
I feeling?
Right.
You know?
Right. And there are some days though I don't even want to think about what I like. Okay, what am I really feeling? What does this really mean? Sometimes it's easier for me, and this is probably where the flow is less interrupted, is when I look at what I'm feeling. Okay, oh, I'm feeling annoyed. Okay, what can I do? Oh, I'm going to go do this and I feel better. And just like take all of the inner dialogue and the processing out of it and just keep it simple and go with the feeling.
Yeah.
Some days that works really well.
Well, and it all, again, comes back to the self-love, loving yourself enough to give yourself that time out, that break, that permission to be annoyed, and process that, and then decide for yourself what you want it to be. Because it doesn't matter what the other person or what the circumstance, whether it's traffic or whatever, we all know that if we're in a good mood, we can handle all of that, and we're fine. And we also know that if we're in a bad mood, it doesn't matter. People could be throwing roses at us, and that would be annoying.
That's exactly.
Like, stop throwing the damn roses.
So how dare you throw roses at me? I'm so annoyed. No.
So it's all about bringing it back to ourselves, but giving ourselves that time and that space and that permission to honor that, yeah, sometimes it's not a comfortable feeling. Okay, so I just remembered, I love this story. And I'm paraphrasing here because I'm trying to remember it, but it's a story that Tony Robbins tells. He had someone that he was working with that was a performer or singer, and the singer had stage fright. And so he was trying to work through the stage fright with the performer and ask, like, what's going on? What do you feel when you have this stage fright? And the person described it as, my heart starts racing, my palms are sweating, my stomach starts to get upset, I get this tingling going on, and that's, I feel like I'm having a panic attack. Okay, great. Now he thought about that and remembered a conversation that he had had before with Bruce Springsteen, the boss, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he had asked Bruce Springsteen, I think it was on a plane ride that they were together, how he felt just before he went on stage. Did he ever get, stage fright? And Bruce Springsteen said kind of the same thing, like, oh, just before I go on stage, when I hear the opening band play, my heart starts racing, my palms start sweating, my stomach gets upset, I start getting this tingling sensation, and that's when I know I'm ready to go out and rock the house.
Oh, I have chills.
Right? Right? I love that story because what a powerful perception. Sometimes when you're annoyed, it's just like, okay, maybe I just need to check in with myself and decide what label I want to give this feeling. What is this? What's going on? And shift it completely.
I like it. I'm gonna view annoyance as like kind of like Bruce viewed, that potential stage fright, like as a spark, as a spark to the next thing, as a spark to creativity, as a spark to something that feels good. I like it.
Awesome. Cool. I like it too. See, that's why I love annoying. Like I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
That just means I'm ready to deal with something right now, or I'm ready to take a break and not deal with it.
Yeah. I'm so not annoyed right now, but I'm definitely gonna use this.
Awesome. Well then,
are you annoyed?
I'm good. I'm good right now. See?
Me too.
Yeah.
Cool. All
right. Well, I hope our listeners got something out of that, and really just give yourself permission to be annoyed. It's okay.
So okay.
So okay.
And get a mood ring.
Yes.
Get a mood ring.
My daughter has one. I think I'm going to go borrow hers.
Yeah. So funny. All right. So I will see you for our next love session. Do you want to take us out?
Oh, okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed our conversation, listening into our conversations, and look for our next love sessions. You never know what we're going to talk about. And oh, by the way, if there's something that you want to hear us talk about, leave us a comment. We'd love to tackle it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Bye, Nori. I love you.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Lil. Love you.